Hi, it's Big Papa Grump, and this is my recap of the Smackdown Live exclusive pay-per-view Hell in a Cell. Alright, going to try to do this quickly because my knee's killing me. So I'm going to start with the pre-show match, and that is Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable versus Hype Bros. Pretty solid match. It was fun. It was a neat little, tag match. It kind of, in a way, wet the palate for the next match to follow. But Gable and Benjamin won. No heel turn between Ryder and Raleigh. Not sure where they're going with that, but yeah, it was a solid match. It wasn't bad. So they kicked off the main show with the first of the two Hell in a Cell matches for the night, and that was between the New Day defending the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships against the Usos. They really need to stop putting the match of the night at the beginning of the show. This match was really good. Like, that's match of the year quality right there. Usos won. Kind of not sure where they're going to go with this now because I thought for sure that the New Day were going to win and then retain and all that and then move on to another team. Then I realized unless you're going to move Gable and Benjamin up to face the Usos, if that's what you're playing with the next feud, then fine. I just really didn't see that happening yet. So I was surprised by the Usos win. But great match, a lot of great spots. The bit where they used kendo sticks to lock one of the Usos, I don't know which one's which anymore, over on the side, that was kind of fun. It was neat. Didn't last long, didn't do a whole lot of good. The handcuffs didn't really go anywhere. But yeah, of course, if you had actual handcuffs, then it would probably help having, the ankle cuffs. No, that's going to give him too much arm room. But yeah, it was a really good match. I was surprised to see Xavier Woods in the match and not Kofi, because Hell in a Cell, it's like I figured he would just be jumping off of everything. So, but yeah, that was still a great match. Xavier Woods delivered, so I'm not complaining he was in there. I just thought for sure it was going to be Kofi. It was just an absolute great match. Way to end the feud. I'm sure they'll start up again at some point, but yeah, it's time to give that feud a break for a while. So you get to Randy Orton versus Rusev. Randy Orton wins. Solid match, wasn't great. Rusev is always good. I enjoy watching Rusev. Unfortunately, Randy Orton's just getting tired. He is basically an entire match full of moves of doom, and that gets dull. He doesn't really do anything really new. The only thing that happened in the match I thought was really cool, and they wasted it, was when he was doing his stomping thing, and he was getting closer to Rusev. Rusev grabbed his hands, tried to turn it into the accolade, and he reversed it into a RKO. I think reversing that into an accolade would have been a perfect way for Rusev to actually win, and I was hoping Rusev was going to win. I think the wrong person went over. I don't see the point of giving Randy Orton a push unless you're going to have him go after the world title again, which I don't see happening, and I don't see him taking the demotion that is going after the United States Championship match. But, hey. Speaking of the United States Championship, they made it a triple threat match, adding Ty Dillinger to the match. And, of course, I was texting the other members of the board furiously to try to figure out how we wanted to do that. We ended up making it so anybody who wanted to change their pick could change their pick, and no one did. And I was the only one who picked Baron Corbin. So, that was... It was a solid match. I mean, everybody did their part, but it was nothing special, nothing exciting. The fact that Corbin got the win by pinning Dillinger and not Styles protects Styles, gives him a bone to pick with Corbin for maybe another match because he's entitled to a rematch. And hopefully Styles will move on to the world title picture. I really don't want to see him getting jobbed out to Jinder, but still, he deserves to be at the top of the card, even though him having the United States Championship was meant to kind of elevate it again. And unfortunately, everybody just knew he was biding his time. I think Baron Corbin getting the belt now is a good move. I think he, I think he's done being punished. Like I said in the preview video, it's time to stop punishing Corbin. I would hate to see on SmackDown him get the rematch immediately and then lose it. right back to Styles. But I would like to see him feud with Dillinger a little bit. You can throw some other guys in there, Bobby Roode, anybody else. But giving Corbin a little bit of a run with the United States Championship is probably a good move. That brings us to the SmackDown Live Women's Championship match between Natalya and Charlotte. Again, solid. Nothing really super exciting. The end with the moonsault. I've seen Charlotte do the moonsault to the outside of the ring a billion times, and it's still one of the prettiest moves in wrestling. But again, they didn't really elevate it. And plus, you have the DQ ending where Natalya, so Charlotte wins by disqualification, thus ensuring that the feud's going to continue. And now she's playing off the bad leg. I thought for sure once they were working on the injured leg of Charlotte, I thought Charlotte was going to win the match, and then Carmella was going to cash in. Like the whole time I'm thinking they're working this up, but they may actually kind of stretch that leg injury out maybe for a little while, and who knows. But yeah, Charlotte goes over via DQ, so Natalya retains. So then you get to the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match between Jinder Mahal and Shinsuke Nakamura. Jinder wins more or less clean. I mean, the ref was distracted throwing the Singh brothers out when Shinsuke had Jinder pinned, but the actual ending was a clean win by Jinder, so it kind of was clean and heelish. Too late on that one there, WWE Creative. I knew Jinder was going to retain. I think the universe knows he's going to retain at least until probably the Rumble. I think they're wasting Shinsuke. You're going to need to do something really, really cool with Shinsuke after this in order to kind of get his credibility back. I mean, I know he's been kind of robbed of his title opportunities, but still. Then you had the filler match in between the championship match and the actual main event with Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler. Roode wins kind of weirdly. Ziggler zigzags him after the win immediately, and kind of, so it was a decent match. I mean, it's everything I've seen from Ziggler, and it's everything I've seen from Roode, and it's also like the first time that they've been really worked together on the big stage. So yes, it was a little by the numbers, but still, it wasn't meant to be anything great. Again, it was solid. Roode going over was, at least as far as I was concerned, a no-brainer, but not sure what they're going to do. The fact that Ziggler kind of attacked him from behind makes me think that the Ziggler's not going anywhere for a while, and the feud's going to continue for a little bit. But a couple of guys pointed out on Twitter, as I was reading the Twitter feed, that is it me or is everybody from NXT gets called up and has to go through Ziggler? And then you had the main event, the Hell in a Cell match between Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon. Not quite the level of Hell in a Cell that I think we've been expecting, craziness from Shane. This one was a lot less crazy, and probably because Kevin Owens was not willing to jump off the top of the cage. I don't blame him. But yeah, there were some really good spots in it. Kevin Owens being angry and talking trash is always fun to listen to during the match. Him taunting Shane's kids was kind of amusing, although the one kid was just smiling. Shane throws Kevin off the side of the cage through the table, and then goes for, sets him up on another one of the other tables, was going to do his flying elbow drop, and Sami Zayn comes out to rescue Kevin Owens and then puts Kevin Owens on top of Shane for the win. I don't know if this means it's a Sami Zayn heel turn, or if Sami is going to play the, I've been your best friend for years. You were the, best man at my wedding. What are you doing? I'm trying to save you. And even if it was at the expense of Shane, who I respect, blah, blah, blah. If they go that route, it might make sense, unless they go full-on heel turn, which also might make sense. I think it would have been funnier if he'd have come out in the El Generico mask. Kevin Owens gets the win, and I think the right guy went over. It's going to be interesting to see how they play Kevin Owens possibly going to Raw, or if he stays on SmackDown, what the relationship with the powers that be is going to end up being, how Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan react to Sami Zayn's treachery. We'll see how that plays out. So that it was a good match. It was a fun match. It did drag when they were up on top of the cage. It was like, okay, somebody either go through the cage or off the cage or get down or whatever, but you guys have been on top of the cage way too long. So I think the idea there was to kind of build suspense of what was coming, and then it just kind of drug in the middle. All right, now it's time for the standings update. I won this pay-per-view with 6 points. Next closer, Golden Boy had 5. Junior, CJ Truth, and Uppercut with 4. Wife of Doom with 3. Little Doom with 1. Big Shez sat this one out. So that puts a few interesting things going on in the standings. Uppercut has now tied the Wife of Doom, who's been leading for pretty much the entire season. And I overtook both of them. I've got 44 points. Wife of Doom and Uppercut with 43. CJ Truth 39. Golden Boy 38. Junior 35. Big Shez 34. But again, he sat this one out, so he missed out on a few points. And Little Doom with 28. Little Doom almost had the I guess the Bizarro perfect board, where she didn't have any of them right until the very end. She got Kevin Owens right, because, as I always say, don't bet against Kevin Owens. I've never actually said that until just now. But yeah, she was kind of guessing on some of them on this one, because, you know, it's one of those ones that kind of crept up on us. So yeah, that's the standings update. I'll have you know, the cool text with the hideous font, cool colors, and free music on it right at the end. So there it was. That was Hell in a Cell. I've been Big Papa Grump, and I'll catch you next time.